Coming up in Atto 3 Adventures, we hit the road and head to the Wheatbelt for Easter. Welcome back to Atto 3 Adventures. Well, today's episode is all about our little Easter trip we did and our trip from Kalgoorlie to Kulin. Hello Zoe, are you ready to go away? Yes. She's been in the car, refusing to get out. But anyway, I'm ready to go, and I'm certainly happy to have a few days away. We're taking Zoe with us, so I'm fully charged 100%, and I'm not exactly sure where we're going to stop at first. There is a little national park along the way, which you might have seen in a previous video, so maybe we'll stop there and have a little hike. So we're going as far today as Merrerdin. That's the first leg of our journey. We're going to stay overnight in Merredin tonight. Okay, so we decided to stop at the Goldfields Woodlands National Park, which is just over 100 kilometers and just over an hour to get there, and then we're going to have a little break. Our first actual charging stop, also I'll point out, is at Southern Cross, 225 kilometers away. So we've done 100 kilometers and we're nearing the Conservation Park or National Park, and you can see the economy is pretty good, 16.5 for the last 50 k's, but I'm just sticking on 105, just cruising along. We've got plenty of time to enjoy the day and this trip to Merrrdin. My wife's listening to some podcasts, and it's a beautiful day out there, absolutely gorgeous weather. Okay, so we're going to have a walk here at the Goldfields Woodlands National Park, and yeah, it's roughly 110 kilometres from Kalgoorlie. It's just a few kilometres drive in, and we've been here before. You might have seen this on a previous video. Going to have a little break here, walk, and just chill out for a little bit. Alright, so that was a lovely hike, and now we're going to head to Southern Cross, which again is just over an hour, so 105 kilometers, and of course we're going to charge when we get there. So we're at Southern Cross, and I've just plugged in, and there we go, 31%. So I've used 69%, but I was going 110 for that last 50 k's because I knew the chargers would be open here at Southern Cross. I wasn't particularly worried about the economy, but I'll go and work that out for you anyway. So we're going to stick around here. Not sure how long. It's an hour to a 4, but obviously there's fast chargers just 80 k's away in Merredin. But we might go the back road, so I think we'll probably stay here and fill up to pretty much full here. Anyway, well, I'll show you the chargers here if you haven't seen them before. So if you haven't seen them before, you've got the 2 CCS fast chargers up to 150 kilowatts. And then your BYO AC up to 22 kilowatts, but as you know, the BYD can only accept 7 kilowatts. But you know, if you've got a Tesla, I'm pretty sure they can do a bit more. So yeah, but BYO cable for the AC charging. So, and I have mentioned before, unfortunately, there is no shade here. So they really need to get their act together. Luckily, we're moving into some cooler weather now, so, you know, it won't be an issue for the next few months. But, you know, today it's probably about 26, 27. We could do with some shade. But as I've pointed out, it's not a bad location. You've got a pub over there. You've got a cafe just on the corner. A bit further down there's a service station which makes nice meals. So yeah, they only get money from me now for a fish burger and chips, not for petrol. Okay, well anyway, let's go for a walk. So just a couple of 100 meters, you've got some public toilets here. So the cafe is further down that way, the hardware store, and then you've got the public toilets. And there's also there's a park behind this pub here, and they've got some toilets there as well, a little bit further down the road. Right, so I went up to 86%, and I'll put some figures up for you coming up right now. So there was our leg to Southern Cross. So we spent 38 minutes charging. We put in 37.37 kilowatts. So there you go, 69% to do 232 kilometers to get to Southern Cross. And that meant we used 41.4 kilowatts, meaning the economy was a pretty respectable 17.84, considering I was sitting on 110 for those last little bits. Okay, our next leg, we're going to go to Moorine Rock, and then we're going to turn south and just do a few little back roads for something different to get off the highway. Now normally I would do the trip and I go all the way to Merrerdin. You can see here this is sort of the route that I sometimes take, but we actually went back onto the highway at around Beltone. So there are a few little back roads you can take, and yeah, just to break up the trip. So let's have a look. So we just turned off at Moorine Rock like we've done before. We're on Moorine South Road, and we're gonna go some of the back roads to Merrerdin because so that was quite eventful. I couldn't get the chargers working and I had to call ChargeBox, but I managed to finally get it going. I've gone up to 89% because we're staying here overnight in Merredin, so I don't need to go to 100. And I'll do some calculations and work out, but we end up taking 145 k's from Merredin to here. Normally it's 100 k's. We just did a few back streets and decided to go back onto the highway, and anyway, we're about to go to our accommodation. Right, so here's the information from Merredin. So we spent 34 minutes, we put in nearly 33 kilowatts, $19.75 there, so 51% to do that 145 kilometers. So not particularly good economy, but we were again sitting on 110 when we were back on the highway because I knew the chargers would be there in Merredin for us. Now a great place you can go in Merredin, and you can take your dog to, is up at the Merredin Peak. And there's also a place called the LiQWYD Dam, which is where they collect the runoff water. So you can see that as well. So it's a lovely place to go for a walk. And we went up there and checked out the beautiful sunset. Okay, so it's day 2 and we're still in Merredin. We fully charged overnight at the Airbnb, so you can see we're 100%. Now, yesterday I had some real issues here at the Merredin Chargers, so I didn't actually film yesterday, but I'll film right now so I can show you. So yesterday I couldn't actually get the chargers going here. So it's the first time I've had any issues with these chargers. I actually had to call ChargeFox, and they said they had some issues, maybe because it's a long weekend and Good Friday and so on, with authenticating email addresses with accounts. And so I had to sort of sit on the phone while she worked her magic on the computers over at the east and managed to get it going for me. But I just wanted to show you the area around here. Now it's changed quite a bit since I was here last time. So if you remember last time when I passed through here, there were some toilets just there, some public toilets, and as you can see they've all been ripped down and they're refurbishing this whole area. So you can see they're doing quite a bit of work here, and I thought perhaps with all the work they're doing they might have, you know, sliced through a cable or something, or did something, and that was why they weren't working. But anyway, they do work, and you know, I can recommend if you are having some issues, give the ChargeFox, you know, number a call, and they may be able to help you and get you charging. I mean, I wasn't too worried because I had to stay here overnight anyway, but to cut a long story short, you know, it could be the long weekend, but for whatever reason they weren't working just for a little while, but we managed to get them working. So, but anyway, if you do pass through here, it's probably going to look a lot different, because I believe they're spending quite a bit of money to refurbish this area. Okay, so before we hit the road and head for Kulin, we check out the Pioneer Park, which is just off the highway. It's a lovely little park, and next to it is the Railway Museum and Military Museum. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely have a look. And it also features a nice statue and the famous Merredin water tower, which has got Kalgoorlie bitter on the side of it. So yeah, quite an interesting little park and a great place to have a walk. So that's another little park you can check out if you're in Merredin, the Pioneer Park there. Lovely little place. Alright, we're just about ready to go. I think my wife's just putting the dog away and maybe getting a drink. And then we're going to hit the road and we're going to head towards Corrigin. Okay, so we're going to go to the Corrigin Dog Cemetery. So quite a ways to get there. And why are we going there? Well, two of our collars from our previous dogs are on the dog statue there, but we're going to have a look at that later. So about an hour and a half, and 134 kilometers, our longest leg so far of the trip. So if you're a dog lover or even just an animal lover in general, you'll love going to the Corrigin Dog Cemetery. And yeah, we've left a couple of collars from a couple of our previous dogs who passed on at the beautiful statue at the entrance, and there's some really touching tributes. So yeah, lovely place to stop and walk around. Now our last stop before we get to our accommodation is we're going to stop at a place called Gorge Rock, which neither Iris or I have been to before, so we're looking forward to checking it out. It's just about 15 minutes away. Okay, so that was a great little walk around Gorge Rock. Can recommend that if you want a nice little hike. And now it's just 30 k's roughly to Kulin. So you can see we've used 57%, and obviously we just can granny charge now because there's no fast chargers around here. But that's all good. I'll give you all the facts and figures about that later on. So we've done 151 k's since we've left Merredin. And yeah, going into Kulin now. Okay, so we're nearly at our accommodation. We're going to stay a couple of nights in Kulin. It's just over 20 minutes to get there and around 35 kilometers. And yeah, we're going to stay here for a couple of nights, and hopefully 2 nights grannying will be plenty to charge the car. Okay, so I just plugged in a couple of minutes ago. I was actually 45% I got down to, and I'm just going to leave it here to charge for a while. There is no fast chargers close to where we are, but yeah, I'll work something out. But anyway, that concludes this part of the journey, so I will go away and work out some figures for you. So we've arrived in the lovely little town of Kulin and at our Airbnb, and we're going to spend a couple of nights here. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the trip. Okay, we've reached the end. Some final stats here. We used 55% to do 193 kilometers, which translates to 33 kilowatts and 17.09, which is an excellent economy to finish off our trip. And we had a wonderful time in Kulin before heading back. In fact, we're still on holidays as I finish off this video. So yeah, I hope you all had a great Easter out there as well, and I hope you enjoyed our little trip through the Wheatbelt and that you get to visit some of the lovely places that we did. Alright, take care out there. We'll see you very soon with more great stuff on Atto 3 Adventures. Bye for now.